So when we moved here 3 years ago, there was an empty space here. So we went to the native plant sale and bought this milkweed. We got the milkweed because we heard it was good for butterflies. And it has been. We've got Monarch caterpillars. And we weren't really planning to do anything else until we found ourselves stuck at home during the pandemic, and then the rest of the yard started to irritate me, so we tried other things. We've tried Rudbeckia, which has been a disappointment because the garden bunny has run over it a couple of times, so I'll have to get something else. The Monarch was here, and I think I'm going to try and get a native variety so it doesn't turn brown. We put in, I believe it's Liatris that we got from Watermark Woods. That's just blooming, and I'm really happy with it. So,
what did you call that, a button?
Liatris scariosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the little bluestem, which was replacing some little blobby, what do we call them? Yeah, they were boxwoods. We call them light bulb plants. But I love the bluestem because I love the colors and I love the movement of it. It's just so graceful, and there's always sort of something going on with it, which I really appreciate.
Merrill, Lishan, and I live here in River Creek. Moved in about almost 4 years ago. I'm also a Loudoun County Master Gardener. And we moved into this beautiful townhouse with this beautiful river birch that takes up the whole yard and is really shady. Over the years, we've had some cuts made, not necessarily with our permission, and I've been trying to limit up to get a little bit more sun. Also just to go through a couple seasons and see what was here in the spring. There's beautiful bulbs here, so I've planted more daffodils, but hyacinths, and it's really beautiful. There was a lot of vinca, and that's what they use for ground cover because you can't grow grass in the shade. So I've been planting the war on the vinca and trying to establish some native ground covers and other native plants. Also amending the soil with a lot of really good quality leaf mulch. And it's almost like a compost, and that's what I've been doing. And over the past 3 years, it's really improved the health of the soil. And I will setting some coverage with my, I wish the pussy toe was in bloom. It comes up in the spring, and it's like a fairy garden. It has these lovely narrow stalks with these white kind of furry cat's paws, why it's called pussy toe. And it's almost like a woodland fairy garden. And then I've been planting the coral bells, and I have the more orangey variegated leaf ones. And in the spring, those come up with really pretty orangey flowers. And then these have been here most of the summer. And then I'm trying to get established a beautyberry, which will have some beautiful berries as well to give me some foundation plants, because I had to take out what was there. They were boxwoods and they were dying. And I've done some non-natives, but I happen to like japonica, and it's pretty in the spring. This year, I tried to do some milkweed, and I counted about a half dozen caterpillars this morning. So all told this morning, I had about 12 caterpillars, which was really, I went running in the house. My husband thought I was nuts. And I got a couple on here. I've had some deer problems, so deer have been eating some of my plantings, which is another reason that I like natives, because the natives are not as susceptible to a lot of the critters that would eat them. So they leave all of that stuff alone, and I hope to get more. So the pussy toe has really been growing in. That side I had a little trouble establishing plants for a while, but I've been working on the soil, and so that's getting better, and I'm going to be able to do more. So I'm still at the phase where I'm learning about natives, trying to understand what I can grow in the shade. Doug Tallamy says, you want to have your yard be kind of like a natural park and devote part of it to natives, but you don't have to do the whole thing. So when I buy non-natives, I try to make sure they're not invasive. Not always possible, but especially if you want some color like I do with the lilies and stuff. And that's about all I've got. I had a lovely, what was it, Jacob's ladder right there, and some critter just came and ate it this past week. So I don't know if it was a caterpillar or what ate it, but it was lovely until about, the end of last week. So.